Welcome, Commanders! This is a guide for the fourth boss of the Union Raid of May 2025, Rebuild Spook. The minimum level requirement for each team needs to be at least 320. If your squad does not meet that requirement, you will not be able to complete the full 3 minutes smoothly. This boss has 3 mechanics. The first one was the parts that were dismantled at the beginning of the fight. The second one is a beam that he will be periodically shooting at your squad. And the final one is grenades that he will be periodically throwing at you. These grenades have to be destroyed by either SMGs, assault rifles, or preferably machine guns. Since there is Ludmilla and Crown, they are able to completely dismantle them before they even reach halfway. A healer is mandatory for this fight. If you do not have the proper defenses, you will be completely shredded before you get to be healed. This boss is taking more than half of my HP as a level 370 commander on this account. Crown is a tank. He took around 20-25% of her HP. She also had her barrier up. Covering it will not do much. He will periodically also repair his parts. It's just free damage. You can break them easily by just shooting a few bullets at them. We're 2 minutes into the fight. For the players who have already used Crown and Helm, you can deploy Anchor and Mast and use distributed damage NIKKEs against Spook. SBS is a good option, but Brady and Phantom can also be viable if you have built them and you do not have access to Pilgrims or limited characters. Even though the mechanics of this boss are straightforward, they're probably the easiest in the entire challenge mode, the amount of damage that he ditches against you forces all the unions to deploy their best commanders against him. There's no elemental shield, no QT that needs to be interrupted. Fight is almost over and we will see the amount of damage. It should be around 3 billion. 3.1 billion. Quenchy was the main carry on this. You do not need to burst with Ludmilla. Helm was specifically here for her heal. She's also a decent attacker. When it comes to team building, if you do not have access to the pirate maids, if you have used the schoolgirls, the bunnies can be a viable option for sustain. If you do not have access to any of those squads, I wouldn't recommend you to tackle this boss. Some players recommended to deploy Viper against him, especially if she has her treasure built for PvE. I noticed that since he has a tendency to drop a little bit far away from your screen, she might not be able to do most of her damage. SBS and Alice can be viable alternatives, but it is preferred if you deploy Scarlet Black Shadow against Mace. This is it for this boss. I hope that you will have a wonderful day, Commanders.